Hey guys, Clash Gaming here, and today I'm back after 3 months with a new video. You probably realised Mario Odyssey, so I got a Switch Lite, I've got Mario Odyssey, and I decided, considering that you can sort of record on the Switch Lite with the capture button, holding it down thing, majig, that I would make a top 5 Mario Odyssey boss video. I am currently at 700 and something moons. And also, really loving the game. Lost it about 3 weeks ago, so it's a good game. And I really think the bosses are all really good bosses. Some of them better than others, even if they're repeated variants. So, we'll get right into it. And quickly, if you hadn't realised, spoiler warning, the game came out 3 years ago, but just in case, spoiler warning, there it is. There shouldn't be any spoilers in the thumbnail at least. Except for the opening scene, but that's the opening scene which you've probably seen because, yeah. Anyway, so I'll get right into it. So, number 5 is going to be Mollusk Lancer, however you say that. So, Mollusk Lancer, I really like the boss for one specific reason. It is unique. It uses the actual world, Seaside Kingdom, it uses that as the boss arena. It doesn't have a closed off boss arena, but the entire area is the boss arena, which is really interesting because it allows for cheese, but it also allows for interesting things. Also, what's really cool is that, if you didn't know, there's an 8-bit section, as there are in most kingdoms, in Seaside Kingdom, and if you go there, the boss music is 8-bit. They didn't have to do that, but they did, which is awesome. Now, I also really like Mollusk Lancer as it uses, as most bosses do, though it does require it's a little challenging. It's not too difficult, but because of course you need to replenish the gushings, and sometimes it can be difficult to I know you can ground pound, but to shoot down while it's moving, so you sort of have to aim it. It's a cool boss, but it's not that good, which is why it's going to be at number 5. And for number 4, this is going to be probably the one that's going to take the longest by far, and that's going to be the Boodle. So, yeah, this includes a lot of things, so I'll rank each individual one. That's the 4 Boodles, i.e. Harriet, Topper, Rango, and the I think it's Stuart, can't remember, and Madam Boodle. Those 5, it's quite a few. And not Mecha Boodle, that's different. Well, I know Madam Boodle, I just couldn't include it on it. So, in terms of ranking, I'm going to have to say that my least favourite of the 5 Boodles is probably going to be Stuart. I don't actually know. As you probably know, he shoots poison round. He's way too easy to cheese though, because you can just, right at the beginning, throw your cap, jump, throw your cap, jump, just survive the defense phase, etc. So, and I feel that he doesn't have that many moves. He's pretty much shoot poison, walk around, and then, yeah. My second least favourite boss is probably Rango, just because, I don't know. It's a cool idea, and it works well, but it doesn't work well. It's hard to explain. I just don't really like Rango that well. I feel his defense phase is, That wasn't very good reasoning, but it's fine. Next list, probably going to be Harriet. I really like the way that Harriet's skips are introduced, instead of just being throw your cap and jump like it is at the topper. Rango has some difficult skips to do as well. But for Harriet, there are several skips actually. One I only noticed recently. Firstly, if you didn't know, you can, Harriet, her normal attacks can, if you hit them back, they can knock off her hat, not just the other one, big spikes, rather than just the small ones. Obviously it's more difficult, but on the first version of Harriet boss, it's easy, you just hit back. On the second, on the one in Bowser's Kingdom and the Moon Kingdom, because the Harriet shoots 2 of them, then you can't just hit it back, you have to angle it, which is more difficult. Harriet can also be skipped to the large spikes if actually hitting her with your cap, and she skips to that. And then the third skip, as far as I'm aware, is just in her defense phase. If you hit the bomb she drops, and you hit her, then she goes away from her defense phase. So it's a cool boss. Topper. Now Topper, it's just spam. Obviously the first time you see Topper is very easy because it's the tutorial boss. Though I really think it's a good way of introducing the idea of a cap, and the way the cap works, and that the boss sort of has lives. And you have to hit the cap to knock off that. Well, yeah, they have 3 lives, but lives within the lives, which is cool. And then, of course, I really like the defense phase skips. Not that many. You can ground pound rather than spin, and the jump on hat / keep on spamming with your cap one in the defense phase to cancel that. Though I really think where is in the Moon Kingdom, because in the Moon Kingdom he has about actually 20, I think, probably about 15 to 20 caps, maybe more, hats, and it gets difficult on the last phase, particularly with the spin move, and I really think that particular, it's probably my favourite of the 4 Beatles, yeah, as I've said. Oh wait, I forgot to include Mad and Brutal. Well, Mad and Brutal, I like Mad and Brutal. Interesting boss. I'd probably place it in second. There's not really many skips, really. It's just throw your cap. Throw your cap. Wait for Mad and Brutal to get tired, etc. Though I do think the Moon Kingdom version is cool because there's a lot of hats to take off from the golden chain jump. Though I do still really like it because it's an interesting use of captures, I'll say. Now, third place, we're narrowing it down, is going to be Knuckle Attack. Simply put, it's that if you haven't heard of him, the Aztec, I think, Aztec statue thing says you take ring where and go in the Sand Kingdom Tossed Arena, and I really like the boss. First things first, the original version. So the original version is just comprised of him hitting his fist, and if he hits ice, you can stun. It's stunned, and you can take it. Now, this is really interesting, and the main reason I like Knuckle Attack is the build-up between different, the different amounts of damage you've done. So at the beginning, he just punches ice until you do that. You take it. He throws sort of ice while you're trying. If you've taken over his one of his hands, I don't know his stat. The hand stays wherever the other hand was, so it's relatively easy. Then once you do it after, Knuckle Attack goes in with his fists, and then he spawns some more ice, which is really cool because it's interesting. That I'm not sure if they have hearts, but it's another layer of depth. Then it goes back to the other phase, and this time, when you've taken over one of his hands, it's pretty much bullet bills, which is interesting because they use it early on in the level. It makes sense. His hand moves between the middle and the other side, which makes it more difficult. And then the last stage, this is the coolest part. Another insane move. So he goes in. This time he does a clap thing where he claps 3 times and you have to dodge the claps. Then he does the ice, and then he goes back to normal. And this time he moves left and right, so it doesn't matter which direction too much you come from. Right, as it's relatively obvious. Beyond that, there's the rematch in Mushroom Kingdom. I personally like that, as if you didn't know, no hearts, and also lots and lots of mummy spawning, which just adds more things to dodge. There you go, and we're on to the last 2 bosses that are on this list. And I'm not going to put the final Bowser battle in first. The Bowser battles in general are going to be second place. So that's the Cloud Kingdom, and then the one in the Moon Kingdom, and then the other one in the Moon Kingdom, which I still haven't unlocked because I think you need 999 moons. I'm not certain. I should be able to beat it once I have that unlocked. I really like the boss battle. Okay, so you've obviously got Solis cap, take over, or actually take over the boxing glove. You just wear the boxing glove. Anyway, I really like how you have to dodge Bowser's fire attacks and then actually go up to Bowser and punch him with the boxing glove. The first Cloud Kingdom one's a little underwhelming, but it's still interesting. And then, of course, on the third phase, he realizes, let's pull a trick on Mario and do a spin attack, which will probably catch people off guard if they don't know it exists, like the spin attack after you punch. And of course, he starts throwing mini earths. Oh no, just blocks at you, which is cool. Then I really think the point at which it excels is the final Bowser boss, because that boss is not particularly difficult, but I just like the additional parts of it. So we got more of the spin attack on there, more hats, and key thing is the fire that he breathes around the arena dance phase. I really like that. It's interesting how he sort of does different patterns depending on how much damage you've done to Bowser. And then, of course, although it's technically not part of the boss, I really like the ending of Mario Odyssey, which, spoiler warning, I should have said this earlier on, but yeah, taking over Bowser was cool. Even has the taking over Bowser thing like I had with the frog. Even has music from the original Super Mario Bros. And some cool looking stuff. And that's a really nice ending to the game, because the final boss isn't too difficult. It's difficult, but not that much. And then, I'm not sure about the very final one, I just know it's more of the same thing, with stacks of spin attacks to avoid, and fiery earths. And now, you might have guessed what the last one was. 10 seconds to guess. Did you guess it? It's Mecha Boodle. I just really like Mecha Boodle. 4 lives, it's interesting. All the Boodles coming together. The Boodles themselves don't do that much because they're just in the Mecha Boodle, as is relatively obvious. But I really like the use of, I don't know what they're called, the birds. It's not. I don't think it is Pokey, because Pokeys are this cactus things that are in the 2D platformers. I'm not sure about the 3D games. They might be. And anyway, the birds. It's really interesting. So you have, it shoots at bombs, you have to deflect them back, and then it sort of falls in different positions, which you have to sort of use the bird to go up, obviously. But then it gains more things, so it starts walking, stomping around. It goes into more complex positions when you defeat it. Third stage, it goes and runs, and then the last stage, the bit that do the running thing, but the bombs bounce very high, which means it's very hard to hit them. I really like the boss's awesome music. It's a really cool arena. It has lots of build up within the game. It's probably my favourite boss, or Mario Odyssey. In fact, it is, because it's first on the list. Hence the reasoning. And one of my favourite Mario bosses. This is my first 3D Mario game. Yes, it is. It's a great game. Buy Mario Odyssey. Get a Switch or a Switch Lite if you can. If you get a Switch or Switch Lite, Mario Odyssey is a must-have game to get. Just get it. So I hope you enjoy this video. It's a different sort of video to the ones I do normally. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm hopefully back to YouTube videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. This was Clash Gaming, and peace out.